Good morning everyone, my name is Naya Grayston. I will guide you through the philosophy course that you are about to start with this video. I want to warn you right away that this is not a normal history of philosophy course, with specific dates and references. For those, I refer you to other videos scattered on the web. No, in this course you will learn to conceptually structure the various eras and the different authors, always with a lively reference to the present. In this case, we start with the birth of Western philosophy in ancient Greece. The effort on my part will be to grasp, not so much the individual stages of this birth ordered through a chronological ladder, but rather the socio-cultural engine of this dynamic. But no more chatter, and let's get started. From cosmogony to cosmology in ancient Greece, the birth of philosophy. At the beginning of time, in ancient Greece, the world was a theater of anthropomorphic deities, where polytheistic religion embodied a state of unconscious bliss. In this realm, change was sterilized and crystallized by immortal deities such as Cronus, Zeus, Athena, Demeter, Apollo, Ares, Poseidon and many others. These gods, with their human passions and their superhuman feats, formed a pantheon that reassured men of the immutable nature of the cosmos. Every natural event, every human emotion, found a divine correspondence, thus freezing the flow of time in an eternal present. Cronus, lord of time, devoured his children for fear of the change they represented. Zeus, ruler of Olympus, imposed his will with lightning and storms, maintaining cosmic order. Athena, goddess of wisdom and war, represented the balance between thought and action, an immutable stability. In this universe, the gods, despite their struggles and alliances, guaranteed that the world remained still, that everything was in its place. But human history, with its crudeness and its upheavals, broke into mythology like an unexpected storm. The invasion of the Dorians, between 1200 and 1050 BC, marked the beginning of a profound crisis. The Mycenaean civilization, with its palaces and riches, was being destroyed, forcing much of the population to seek refuge on the Aegean coast of Asia Minor. It was as if the three fates, Clotho, Lachesis and Atropos, had merged into a single, terrible entity, death. Death, the transfiguration of an ongoing historical drama, defeated all the gods of Olympus. The myth could no longer contain becoming. History, with its destructive force, tore the veil of mythological illusion, bringing with it an irreversible change. Thus was born the polis, a new social and political order where nature and culture opposed each other in a play of forces. Nature was the countryside, dominated by a conservative aristocracy still linked to ancient mythology. Here, time seemed to pass more slowly, and ancient rites continued to mark daily life. Culture, however, flourished in the cities, where the need for internal and external commercial exchanges, in synergy with the administrative and political organization, generated a new way of dominating change. The birth of philosophy marked the triumph of the polis over the countryside, of culture over nature. Philosophers, with their rational thinking, began to question the world and its phenomena, trying to go beyond mythological explanations. Myths were deconstructed, revealing their true face. The gods were nothing more than manifestations of nature or human feelings. Cronus became the personification of time that devours everything. Zeus was identified with the stormy sky, Poseidon with the sea, Ares with war, Apollo with vanity. Philosophy was therefore born as a human desire to impose itself on nature through technology. Its aim was to succeed where the myth had failed, to defeat death, which within it took the form of becoming. The immortal gods of philosophy were ideas, eternal and immutable concepts that tried to cage that becoming that had appeared so dramatically in the history of the Hellenic peninsula, sweeping away, on the imaginative level, the gods of Olympus. It is no coincidence that philosophy aimed at truth understood as aletheia, which in Greek means not oblivion, the oblivion of death precisely. It is as if, with the birth of philosophy, the human being had finally undertaken a real game of chess with death, understood by death itself as becoming. The ancient gods, now evanescent shadows, observe the triumph of human reason from the heights of Mount Olympus. Time, personified by Chronos, continues its inexorable course, but the ideas of the philosophers shine like stars in the firmament, eternal and indestructible. And so, from the darkness of myth, the light of knowledge emerges, ready to illuminate humanity's path towards a future dominated by will and reason. Drives human beings to think. And this applies both to the various phases of human history and to each individual person. In fact, we too, whenever we go through a period of serious existential crisis, are pushed to make a qualitative leap in our way of thinking and seeing things. And the deeper the crisis, the more it is destined to question our identity. The end of our identity, in fact, can be seen as a sort of death that forces us to rethink our way of relating to others, to ourselves, and more generally, to the world as a whole. This is what happened in Greece. The invasion of the Dorians set in motion precisely that rethinking of identity that I have just spoken about, with the exception that, in the case of ancient Greece, it was an identity that we could define as collective.